few days ago, the Senate asked the CBN, that's the Central Bank of Nigeria, to extend deadline for the exchange of old Naira notes from 31st of January to May 31st. However, the CBN governor extended it to February 10th, 2023. The Senate has also urged the CBN to open an exchange window where people that don't have bank accounts to deposit their old notes and in exchange for the new ones. We'll be having a bit later Senator Alim Dume, who will be joining the conversation. We're trying to reach him for a while. But before then, you can call in to share your experience over the weekend. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. I know First Bank opened their doors Saturday and Sunday between 10 a.m. and 2. I don't know. You did all the banks or GTB? Yes. Okay, because a few banks, I didn't know about GTB, I wish I had known. But a few banks opened up, GT Bank, First Bank, maybe others, opened Saturday and Sunday so that people can bring it in. That was really, really generous of you to do so. But thank God we have an extension. But is it enough? Is it sufficient? Because people are still saying that they need time for their businesses to adjust. I was trying to buy plantain chips, as I always do, on traffic, you know, and I gave the person 1,000 Naira, hoping to get change. And he was telling me he doesn't accept the old notes. And I'm thinking, so he also is having a challenge because he doesn't want to collect. So I couldn't buy because I had the old notes with me. At this time, he hadn't gotten the information that we had an extension. But ordinary plantain, so would I now be doing transfer for plantain chips in traffic? For the woman I sent
in bulk and keeping on that.
So we need to see all the various layers this would affect.
They need to see.
And you know, that was what one of our tweets said last week, which is, we have always said that the Nigerian economy is majorly driven by the informal economy. And we have, we are constantly in you know, every day doing those daily transactions. I myself, 2 occasions during the weekend, the, what do you call it, ShopRite parking lot, you have to pay. And they didn't have change to give me, or they didn't have the same currency type that I have. And I thought, how weird is it in Nigeria that you have 2 currency types and you can't exchange one for the other? Do you understand? That even they are worried about collecting your old notes because they don't know what will happen if they can get enough money. You go to the market and you want to buy something. So yes, it is a good policy. It addresses a lot of the things in the formal sector, but it has refused to address the situations in the informal sector. And that is what we're asking. I believe that they have to extend this longer than the 10th February that they've given us so that it makes for an easy transition. That's all people are asking. No one is saying we don't like this policy, but make it easier on Nigerians. Why do we have to suffer to get better? Because that's what I've been hearing. Oh, we need to suffer so that it gets better. Sometimes with proper planning, you don't need to suffer. It just easily works.
So I think Nigerians also panicked. So the deadline was Tuesday. But by Thursday, Nigerians were not collecting money again.
Banks. I mean,
when you want to deposit it, and we didn't even know. It was until I made calls on Saturday I found out. Even on Sunday 9 a.m., banks were already open to collecting the cash. But Nigerians were already panicking. I had to be telling someone that, don't worry, collect it. There was a woman around my side who was calling me that what will happen. I said, collect the money. On Monday morning, first thing, you can go and deposit. She was shocked. She said, hey, I can see the deposit. I said, yes. So do your transactions this weekend. Do what you can on Monday to deposit. That's the size, you know, the point. But there's also unresolved transactions. I personally paid a senior colleague money that this transaction did not drop. So he got a debit alert. He has not received, we didn't get a credit alert. And he wanted to become an issue. Since I know the person, I was like, okay, just pay him. Till today, since Friday, we've not seen him. We don't know the status of that transaction. As a payment point of sale business that I do, if I don't pay like that, you will see chaos, fight happening. So what you want is prompt alerts verifying whether monies have dropped instead of fraudulent one or unresolved one that the banks will now sleep on top as if, no, don't worry, it's going to be okay. How will this work? You know, I gave the example of a cow seller arrangement. How will it work if I need my 400,000 Naira on my 1 cow? And you have sent me alerts that they are telling me 6 months' time they are still trying to resolve it.
So Tokwe said something during the banter that they should flood the market with the 100 Naira notes and 50 Naira notes.
I mean, the old notes, we don't have
those. So flood the market. If we don't have that, put that out there. Let people have access to that. So we can be spending. I would have used that one to buy plantain chips instead of the 1,000 Naira.
Even before the new notes swap and all of this happening, How easy was it to get new notes of 100 Naira notes?
They were not printing
No,
it.
we're not getting
We're not printing it.
So
We were recycling the
Yes.
old one that was always torn and bad. People say they reject 100 Naira note. You see, say that they print them. People will ask you if you say this one is bad, they won't take it.
Lots of that.
So it's only at the
about
parties
this.
you find it.
It's about the proactive, how proactive this government has been. Of course, we have already called out the CBN Governor Emefiele several times that it was not on ground, and obviously the system on ground did not think through the impact of this on the economy. So, of course, Nigeria's economy is largely informal. You have almost 60% of Nigerians earning below, well, the majority of Nigerians
outside the banking system, yeah.
They're out of the banking system. They are earning very little money. Some don't even interface with the bank at all. So when you're dealing with such a people, your economics cannot be, your economic decisions cannot be done based on your own exposure without considering them. Many people in Lagos, the person hawking on the street, the small side shop, don't want to interface with the bank and genuinely cannot afford to interface with the bank. And until we have more poverty-friendly, I don't want to use the word poverty-friendly, until we have more small business-friendly banks that don't, like we have a few banks, I don't want to mention marketing for them, but there are banks that, you still pay charges in microfinance bank, but there are some banks that waive all charges. They are doing that for students and all of that. Those kind of banks make it easy for people to know that I can drop my 1,000 Naira and tomorrow I will withdraw 1,000. Not that by tomorrow you will say there was one monthly charge, another monthly charge. After 3 months, your 1,000 has become 900 and something. So we need to also consider those factors. Do you see his countenance when he was talking, Emefiele? It was like... I know, send you. Yeah. And another big challenge is, we all know that the elephant in the room is this policy is targeted at the elections, and they are trying to ensure that whatever happens, the policy must take effect before the elections. So whether you cry blue, this extension that has been done is just so that it won't seem like we're not listening to you. But the point is, by elections, you will not see the new Naira notes, and the old Naira notes you have kept in the pocket will not be valid by that time. I hear them because really I don't want them I don't want people that can afford to buy elections to sway the vote during election time.
But at what cost?
Exactly. At what cost to the people at what cost to the people on the streets? Because right now I've been cashless for the past 4 days. I'm so scared to touch money. I cannot go to and I know what and I see when I get to the bank, I see the queue, I go back. So what exactly am I supposed to do? I can't. I'm sure my children went to buy water yesterday. In the church, I was begging somebody to buy me a bottle of water for my children because I didn't have any cash with me. I've been transferring 100 Naira with 26 Naira.
I was so upset yesterday. My 1,000 Naira I've been keeping to use during the week. My children gave it to the driver to go to the airport. When I came down, I went, where is my 1,000 Naira? Now I'm cashless.
I've been cashless for 4 days. I've just been looking at myself.
Some of these things, they're just beyond not practical. So someone was suggesting on radio this morning that, I even bought plantain with transfer. I didn't know that with transfer.
And you pay 10 Naira on every 100 Naira.
37 Naira was charged on 5,000 withdrawal on my card because I want to collect new Naira notes yesterday.
Wow.
If the banks continue to put those charges and multiply it at the end of the day,
what's the difference between January 31st and February 10th? Because we're still going to have this conversation.
2 weeks.
In 10 days. So in 10 days, what's going to happen?
We are going to have the conversations because the people we are talking to, they get something in their ears. The truth is, you are enriching some quarters. Obviously. And the CBN governor knows that he's doing this for his friends also. In the banks, they're going to be making crazy money. There's 300 and some thousand electronic transfers. There are total, so many charges. You need to purify that side first. Before you force us to be at their mercy.
One thing I've noticed with our government, past and present, is that when Nigerians are complaining about something, they always believe that there's an agenda.
Yes, the opposition.
That there's someone that has come that's using people's voices, to push an agenda. They may be right, maybe in some quarters, but regular Nigerians are also going through issues. I expect that the government is able to sift through the different voices and understand that Nigerians are going through a problem and they're asking for you to respond to what they're going through. If you just use a paint of this an agenda, you're trying to scuttle my government, you're trying to embarrass my government, you will not listen, you will not get to the issues. And that's why people are always disgruntled. They do not trust the government. It does not, you see that attitude that you're saying, it does not take for him to even be a little bit sympathetic, empathetic. Yes. I understand that you people are going, it was almost, you know, take it or leave it. Yes. I understand what the hardship that you're going through, but this is something we have to do. It helps us.
The only person I have is the president. And I say, the president I have agreed February 10th. And I'm thinking, who are you? Let me take this call from Shegun. Mr. Shegun, are you there?
Please.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Let me just go straight forward. These people did not care about us at all. As a leader, you need to listen to the people. There are some places in Lagos because I know a place at Alakwere. You need to cross the water before you get to that part. It's called Agoyi. There are some old women over there that they still have the old nose. That there's no, even POS does not even have new nose. They need to listen to the people. You can't just be doing something with your own will. You people are right. God help us in this country.
No, that's how we conclude every complaint. God help us. They were fighting with ATM. What was that about? Did you guys see a video about ATM fighting?
We also did.
What exactly happened?
Somebody used to collect all the money.
It's not like that. So maybe ATM transactions, withdrawals were limited. Q don't dig grand. And you know that people were fearing that the deadline would be this morning. So let me struggle and collect. As they open ATM on Sunday now, there was queue. Of course, Nigerians will start to fight. They can't be patient. Maybe one person was withdrawing, and so fight
with different cards.
Did you see those people holding on?
Probably people go with like, if you have 4 ATM cards, no, you can go with like 4 ATM cards because you have 4 different accounts and there's a limit on 1 ATM card. You withdraw with this one. They look at you. If you another card, you withdraw again. You get another card. No, but it's not good people.
They're not being considerate of others.
Yes, that's why you think we could go with as many cards and just keep
moving. If we care that we have limited funds and other Nigerians also need, you take money yourself. It's true. It's the right thing to do.
That pays cash to people. And nobody want to collect new Naira notes. Shall I go close shop?
I mean, old Naira.
Old Naira notes. Shall I will lock it? I will lock it. And it's not like I will be broke. Emefiele will now be out of the people of this world that will pity for me and say, just go and give me my support. Show possible. I will help myself. I will carry on the ATM with my family. In fact, cure my children.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. But that's the Nigerian problem.
That's the reality that we are forcing our people to look at.
We are not thinking of the next step. I wouldn't go to the ATM with all the
policy you do
not need. I'll take out 20,000 just for myself.
Did you see videos from Niger State where POS collected new notes gladly from somebody, only to go, and they saw it was paper. And it was tearing. And somebody said, I will forward it. Somebody sent it to me. I was watching it yesterday.
From the people,
they are helpless.
Also creating fake out there.
No, Murayo.
Yes, now.
You as the CBN governor sit over all of this. You can have a wider view of all of this and say, they will do this. This will be possible. This will, and knit it up at once before you issue a deadline. They see they change notes for
there's a system. There are people that have been put at different.
You cannot say all of you elites sitting at the board of the CBN will be the one deciding how Iyadagbaja will sell tomatoes in the Ketu market by 12. You must carry somebody that has Iyadagbaja's view into this view so that we don't shut down our businesses, our SMEs.
Economy.
You are shopping at ShopRite with your ATM card. The person that is selling tomatoes does not know MOY, put it in Akpowo, and you say that person's business does not concern you.
My own is that,
it doesn't concern saying that.
Even the vegetable seller knows, because I went to go and buy vegetables on
Saturday.
You buy
200 Naira.
I went to go and buy, yes, now. And he told me that he's collecting everything, that today is his last day that he's collecting old notes, that he's going to the bank from here. So everybody knows that Yakiniko that is putting his diagram. She knows that there's new notes. Everybody knows.
Pause. Just one point that he did not see. He's going to the bank to deposit all the money collected. But there's a limit to how much he can withdraw. Tomorrow's sale will be shorter. Do you know that I bought Ugu on Saturday and I brought it to 200 Naira Ugu and I kept shaking it. Like, I shake it.
It's 3 for 500.
You even see 3 for 500. Do you know that I used to buy from the farm 200 and I won't be able to consume what I bought?
Now it's back in the day.
Go to the farm. Even the farm now, they'll give you, be shaking it like broom on the way home. So now maybe your Ugu worth that you do per day is 100,000. and they say you can only take 20,000, you start to sell Ugu of 20,000, and you still be projecting your daily profit. You start to cut corners and reduce.
That's the reality.
Yes.
We should think this thing through, Governor, CBN, help.
So we
not all of us are corporates.
Yeah, it's a challenge that we highlighted last week, and it's sad that, but the good news is, at least he listened to give us
He didn't listen.
a 10-day extension.
It was president that even called us to give
He was pressured to a 10-day extension because they shared a good news, and their good news was that they've been able to achieve a 75% mopping up of the excess liquidity.
1.9 trillion.
Yes, and the reason, and we must remind ourselves that the reason they needed to mop up that money was because some of these monies were being used by kidnappers, they were being used by corrupt politicians to might be funding the elections, and that's why they are collecting the money. But we want our CBN governor to talk to us like someone who is a public servant. And because the truth is, the CBN governor is a public servant. Yes, it might be, I've always been in the private sector, but when you become a CBN governor, you are answerable to the people, not with the way he spoke to us. This is not a political campaign. The social media people that are complaining are not sponsored. We are not sponsored by any political. It's not a political move. It is the reality of our life.
And the voices come from all sides.
Yes.
Somebody should please advise. Let me give you my own advice as a regular citizen. Between February 1st and the 10th of February, that you are giving us an extension, every day we let there be a press briefing from your office where you are coming to us, telling us how many of your guys are out there, how much you've given to the banks, how much have been collected, how much have been received, how many notes you have, how much have been reprinted. And, give us a daily update. Are you putting our Naira notes out there? Are you putting our Naira every single day from February 1 to 10? Let us hear from you because we feel that nobody's listening to us.
Exactly.
So that's what an attentive government does. It's a major change. It's a major shift.
It's a culture.
With the shortest time.
The shortest time. Every single day from your office.
They're giving you 100 days now. They've added 10 more days.
No, policy back policy. Policy limiting withdrawal and everything.
End of the show.
That's the end of the show.
The show is over.
Time have already gone like that.
Before we are Emefiele, let's see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Didn't even look at time.